All right, so here's another critique for you, Devin. Let's test out the rig. Okay, this must be the rotator. All right, you have very good, and then the elbow right here. A little bit of weird deformation. All right, nice shoulder control. All right, let's test the IKFK switch. Very nice, very good job. All right, let's test the hippies. Nice. This must be the. I love testing rigs. All right, we have a little bit of a weight painting error right here. Let's see if it shows up anywhere else. Right there. Yeah, you may need to smooth out the weight painting on these verts right here. So just pose it out and smooth it the best you can. Get those figured out. My main can transform. All right, let's keep working up the body. All right, chest deformer. Very nice deformation. Very full-featured, rich rig going on here. A little bit of weird deformation going on in this pose. Let's see what this does. I think that might be your shoulder control for your IK on your arm. All right. Okay, that's just your blend shapes. I get it. Oh, okay, you even have nice. Oh, maybe if that's fast enough, it won't be seen too much. Eye focus and ear. Okay, another blend shape. Very cool. All right, yeah, I think you should be able to get some decent animation going on with that. All right, let's take a look at your sculpt next. Very nice, soft features. Where's my grab tool? I'm worried that the underneath the arm, oh, it's pretty strong. I'm worried that the backside of these armpits here are too low. I felt like we just saw way too much of the underarm. That's already starting to feel like it looks a little bit more natural that way. Yeah, this is just stuff to think about. I'll go back. Your face sculpt is very nice. Your mouth is a little bumpy. So maybe smooth out that. I have to go down to later levels. Oh, nice. Just smoothing out that little bump there. Yeah, you got a nice sharpness to the top lip. Nose looks pretty good. Back of the ear, it's a little too thick. It should be pushed in a little bit more. I know I definitely wouldn't leave it like this, but go to a lower level and figure that out. Like the back of the head just connects to the ear way too much. But it may be covered up by her hair, so you may be able to get away with it. It seems like that's what you think the deal is because you haven't added too much detail to the ear. So that might be something you can avoid. So I'm going to talk now about where's the freaking, how this could be rigged and weight painted. So it's a rigger's worst nightmare to have to deal with faces underneath faces when they rig and deform. Um, what I might do for like a real kind of live game model is just push this in as much as you can, and then this right here, even these bracers and armbands, this right here would be on your low poly, just one complete mesh, and all this detail would get picked up in the normal map big. So you still have it kind of separated in your low poly. So, there's a few ways where we could, fix something like this so you can get your high poly and we could combine it, make it live. And this is what people would have to do back in the day. They'd have to go back in and retopologize, you know. And for something like this, I know I'd probably work on that a little bit more, but for demonstration purposes, it'd be something along these lines where you kind of actually build, the armor into the low poly body that's going to be flexible and moving. But there's a lot of case scenarios in which you would want to have stuff separated and just put that burden on the rigger, such as if the character needed to have different kinds of clothes and apparel on, you wouldn't want that just always on the low poly body unless you had multiple bodies. So there's a lot of systems out there, but thinking about how this character's low poly would be best rigged and modeled and baked out, something definitely to think about. As for everything else, let's put it back in. Pretty good. I see you still haven't tackled the hair yet. That's fine. These buckles will be floating geometry. That's cool. Your form and silhouettes are very nice. I can see you still have kind of like those back lats. If that's just the kind of character reference that you were pulling from and their lats were that low, I mean, it's kind of hard to, yeah, that's fine. Just off the top of my head, it just looks like that anatomy is just a little bit off. This underneath, what is that? The deltoid, the wing underneath your arm. Your low poly face is nice. That poly density is fine for a more next gen character. So yeah, you're really nailing all this stuff full speed ahead. Your UVs, it's kind of hard to know which ones are. Just delete those. Kind of hard to know which set goes on which. You don't really have materials attached to it. I checked it before I opened it. But 2 sets of UVs. Might have been a little overkill. If anything, if I had 2 sets of UVs, I'd put the head and hair on its own layer. Like, since you have this neck scarf, you could theoretically detach the head from the rest of the body and be able to put the head on its own UV layer and then try to fit the rest of the body on one other UV layer. That's a common practice. And like the head resolution would be 1K by 1K and the rest of the body would be 2K by 2K. All right, well, I'm going to wrap this up. Those are some ideas to think about. None of them really would impact the outcome that we're looking for this class. It's just I'm trying to get you thinking, how would the model operate further down the pipeline. All right, good job, Devin.